Yes, guys, and it is another Flat Cap Euro Talk Scout Report, and this one I've been looking forward to for some time. Someone that I have tipped as being maybe a bit of a Steven Bergwijn replacement, someone that I would say could also play across the forward line as well as being a backup striker. It is the Cody Gakpo, the one that I have rumored so many times is a fantastic Levy signing, and now even under Conte, I would still say he's that good that you could sign him under Conte, and Conte would take him under his wing. David, we're going to be talking about the guy that you probably, maybe I've said too many times. You probably as well might be getting a bit sick of his name with how many times I mentioned him. But with Cody Gakpo, David, he is born in Eindhoven, Netherlands. He is a local Eindhoven man, age 22 years. He's only 22 years old. He plays left winger / striker. He can play basically both of those quite competently. He's actually standing at 6 feet 2 inches, David, 1.87 meters. So the guy is a lot bigger than maybe people give him credit for, and also plays, maybe a bit like I wouldn't say it's like a Zlatan because he's actually a bit pacier than that. But to a degree, it's someone with a lot of techers, a lot of dribbling ability, and as well as a really good shot on him. And we will see that in the highlights, but he is at 6 feet 2 inches. So I think he could handle the Premier League, if you ask me, in terms of the physicality. He's only valued around 19.8 million pounds at the moment. That's only going to get higher and higher. I say we could probably get him around 25 million pounds. Again, if we were to swap him with Stevie Bergwijn, just give Stevie Bergwijn back to PSV, maybe pay around 20 million pounds, 22 million pounds. I think that'd be a deal that probably they might take. Again, from just this season alone, this is just this season so far, the man's on absolute fire. He's played 12 matches, 5 goals and 7 assists for PSV so far this season. Just a few stats right there. He's averaging 6.19 shot creating actions, which is basically just chances created per match. He dribbles or skins past about 4 players a game per 90, as well as he has 3.29 key passes per 90. And as well, the work rate is certainly there with 3.48 tackles and interceptions per 90. The man, if you go on fbref.com, the guy's just full of green. He's just full of green. He's an absolute baller. But his attributes include long shots. He's a very, very clinical finisher, and we'll be seeing that. Absolutely deadly, I would say. He shoots with a ton of power as well. He almost prefers to shoot it with power than even shoot it with a bit of, kind of a calmness or, finesse. He just buries it. The guy just buries it. He's a very good dribbler, loves to cut inside, a bit pacier than maybe people give him credit for, and as well the strength. And I think that's just because of how big and tall he is, especially for someone his age. Just before I get David in on this, the reason why I've also kind of took notice of him was simply because when Stevie Bergwijn was left out of the Dutch national team for the Euros, this is the guy that replaced him. This is the guy that took his spot. And as well, I think he's around the same age as Stevie Bergwijn as well. So I just think we just swap him out. I just think we get this guy instead. David, before we go into the highlight reactions for this guy, is there anything maybe that surprised you about him? Is there anything that, maybe you've seen before about him? What would you say, is maybe good about Cody Gakpo? Could he be maybe a Stevie Bergwijn replacement?
Yeah, I think he could. Look, the guy, he's quick, but look, the main thing is his strength. This guy can play out wide. He can play up front if needed to. You know what I mean? He has the height to be able to do it, and look.
We can't say that with Stevie B, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And with the height and the strength, you know what I mean? He has all the right attributes and tools to be able to adapt to the Premier League very, very quickly. And look, let's let people make up their minds off what they see on the highlight reel. Is he better than Stevie B? Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Why not? And honestly, I would say again, everybody, feel free to check this guy out. David, I'm not kidding. You're gonna be absolutely convinced by this guy. I'm not. He's just ridiculous. So he just loves to finish with power, cut inside and shoot with power. He hits bangers, Dave. I'm telling you. The man only knows bangers. I've never seen him hit it with, a bit of curl or finesse. He just knows bangers. That's all he knows, Dave. And that's all he knows. It's in his blood. It's just absolutely hitting it from distance. He loves a long shot as well, Dave. And this is why they're very, again, David, clinical finisher. But this is why I want him more than Stevie B. Jesus.
I can already tell you now, this lad will be a striker in a few years' time. 100%.
This is why I want him more than Stevie B, though, Dave, because Stevie B, we're like, oh, it's all about confidence with finishing and everything like that. And you look at this guy, Dave. This guy doesn't, it's not confidence that is his problem. This guy finishes it with class. He finishes it with absolute skill. Noni Madueke right there with the assist, if you can tell. And look how he buries this right here. It's
See the way
just
he
striker's
drops
finish.
Fat Jack. He has a striker's instinct. He is going to be a striker in a couple of years. Trust me. He will be up there. Some club will buy him and put him up as their main man up front.
So this is why, I kind of get to my point, Dave. Like, why do we spend time on Stevie Bergwijn? Jesus Christ.
You look at all of his shots. Most of them have come from a central position. That shows yourself that he has that striker's instinct. Get the ball out, crack a shot off.
And but then, with Stevie B, we're always talking about like, oh, he needs time. He needs, patience. He needs, confidence in order to start banging in the goals. This guy, I just feel like he would just start firing right away. Like, he doesn't have a problem. Look at these finishes, Dave. Like, he doesn't have a problem with finishing it. It's probably one of his best attributes is finishing it. And that's maybe my favorite thing about him is we just know he can be a proven player. Jesus. I mean, these nets probably have to be wound tighter, David, because he probably puts a hole through them sometimes.
He's already too good for that touch league. Whoever picks him up will have a better player on their hands than what they think when they sign him, Look, you look at Stevie B. Stevie B's problem is he has no composure, Jack. He can't get the ball under control. This guy, it's one touch out of his feet and he cracks it.
And then don't tell me. And he finishes it as well.
If he does need to take players on, he has the quick feet to be able to do it. But you watch most of this highlight reel, it's one touch out with a foot and it's a shot, it's a finish. This guy's a striker. It's written in the stars for him. He is a striker, this guy.
That's why I've wanted him, David, just so much, is because he can maybe play left wing. Oh, geez, he just doesn't. I mean, it's just finishes it every time. But left wing, he can play left wing when we need to give Sonny a rest or maybe if Sonny's injured. But then also he can play backup striker, as you've been saying, David. He can play across the whole forward line, and do whatever you need him to do. And these finishes as well every time. It just goes it's just nonstop goals for this guy. And like you said, one touch bang every time.
Do you know who he kind of reminds me of, Jack? And I think, do you know what it is, right? You look at his running style. You look at how big he is in his frame. His frame is a bit like Jude Bellingham's.
Yeah. I like that, actually. It's just a lot taller and stronger than you give him credit for. I can't believe he finished that as well. Near post. He hits it with so much power. David, I actually know what you mean. It's very tall, lanky, but more strength than maybe people give him credit for.
Yep. Look, this guy, he loves a goal. The way he strikes a ball is beautiful. He does it with composure, Jack. He's not, like, for such a young player, right? Sometimes you expect him to get excited and maybe fluff their lines. This guy, he's just so cool and composed, Jack. He knows where the goal is and he just strokes the ball. He doesn't even put his foot behind it. He just strokes it. Look, he just strokes it every time. He just makes it look easy.
These are all attributes I haven't ever heard about Stevie Bergwijn, David, that you just said. That's maybe my thing. Oh, wow, that is ridiculous that he just did that there. That is ridiculous. He's playing people through here, playing Noni Madueke there. What a touch, actually, there. Yeah, he can play left wing very competently as well. Oh,
He's brilliant.
The way he cuts inside as well is just beautiful to watch. I loved. Oh, that is again just slips this man through. Jeez, and again, David. I think he's a year younger than Stevie B. I think he's about a year younger as well. So I just say you take him. I just say you take him right away. I just say you just swap him out. Just say, you know what, we'll give you Stevie B back. We'll pay you about 20 million plus. Just to get rid of him. Send him back to Eindhoven and just take it from there. And the finishing ability with the head as well, because we have to remember the guy's 6 feet 2 inches, so he can finish those.
Oh, what a dummy. He went to shoot there. See, they're so quick to close him down because they know how good he is shooting. Now he's adapted his game there. He knows they're going to close him down, so he just plays the other people in behind now.
You're right, Dave. Oh, look, that's unselfish. That.
They expect him to shoot. They throw the bodies on the line thinking he's going to shoot, and then he just passes it.
Oh, you can't be blowing that chance when he sets you up like that. Look at the strength on display here. There are 3 men that he's taken on then.
Oh, nice highlight.
The way he cuts inside, David, he actually keeps it so close. Like the ball almost disappears actually with how big he is as well. Yeah. Like the close control is actually ridiculous.
You want to know what the difference between him and Stevie B is, Jack? And you've hit the nail on the head there. Stevie B wants to be knocking the ball ahead of him and running onto it. This guy has close control, and that's the difference. With a player like Stevie B, you need all the space and time in the world, to be able to knock a ball by a player and use your raw pace to get back onto it and make something happen. With this guy, he actually has the close control. That's why he's skinning players. You know what I mean? He has passing ability. You know, this guy has it all around. So even if because right now, right, so far what we've seen on this highlight reel, he can shoot. So now they're closing him down from shooting. He has the quick speed, he has the quick feet to be able to get out of it and either make a pass or a shoot. But even when they expect him to shoot, because they're throwing the bodies on the line and he's smart enough to know, okay, well, there's no route to goal here because they're expecting me to shoot. He lays it off and plays someone else in to score. He's an absolute baller. But the big difference between him and Bergwijn is he likes the ball close at his feet and he can dribble with the ball close to his feet. Bergwijn can't.
He doesn't need to beat a guy for pace. I mean, he can beat them with strength as well, you know, and he can hold a guy off. And like you said, David, since they're so afraid of him shooting, which is not the case with Stevie B, you know, that means then he draws 3 or 4 players to him, and then he can just play an easy pass, you know, to someone else. When they are afraid of his shot, when they're afraid of his, you know, ability to shoot from distance, that means then he creates more space for other players as well. It's a bit like a Harry Kane complex when you think about it.
Yeah. I like everything about him. Do you know what, Jack? He's one of them players. You could play him centre midfield, he'd be brilliant. You could play him on the wing, he'd be brilliant. But you can play him up front and he's going to get you goals. He's an all-round footballer by the looks of what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, that's what I love him. And I just think his finishing ability is just ridiculous. I think his finishing ability is just stupid at times. And I love the strength. And I love the strength. And look at that close control. That is stupid. Again, this guy's 6 feet 2 inches, everybody. This is like, look at him cutting inside like that again. Like such a big guy as well. Love a guy with huge, you know, long legs, big checkers.
Here, Jack? Every time we watch a highlight reel, there's always 3 or 4 lads chasing after him. Always 3 or 4 in the big chasing after him.
Oh my gosh. I touched that with his knee. Oh my God. He's dinking players like, oh my God.
There's 2 still running after him, can't get near him.
You're right, Dave. Look at look at all the people chasing after him.
It's ridiculous. Look again, boom. Oh, still easy.
You even know what he's going. Oh my gosh, this close control is stupid. I should have put that in the attributes, Dave. Jesus, he's taking men's lives now. I mean, don't tell me he has a crap. Oh my, and that's a pass.
That's a red card.
Jeez, oh my God, look at the strength, and he stays up on his feet.
Look, here's the third.
Doesn't go down. He doesn't go down as well. I love that.
1, 2, 3. You know, they just can't help it. Naughty. Boom. See you later. Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow. Again, at his own penalty area as well, just megging a guy. Oh, my gosh.
It's way too easy for him. It's way too easy. You can look at him. It's way too easy for him, Jack.
No, it's too fun for him, Dave, clearly. This is why the reason I took notice of him, Dave, because Stevie B, right, wasn't included in the Dutch squad for the Euros. And I was like, Who is this guy? Like, who's this guy that they brought in? Cody Gakpo. I haven't heard of him. And then I looked up his stats. He had a fantastic season last season. And then I looked at his highlight reels and then saw him play, you know, on TV as well. And I was like, this guy is the fucking real deal, Dave. This guy is the real deal.
He is. And you know what? There's nothing better, right? Especially when you chip the ball inside your opponent like that and he falls flat on his arse. There's nothing better. He's clearly very comfortable either playing striker or wing, as we can tell. He's very comfortable in the middle. He's very comfortable on the wing. Wow, that's again just there's no way. Yeah, Dave, that's too easy for him. This league is too easy for him. Look at this. Look, 3, 4, 5. How many more want to run after him? It's like you're getting a kissy catch.
Oh, referee! Oh my gosh! Again, honestly, the referee is going to have to take control here.
4, see you there. 5, boom. 5 players out of the game there. The whole defense.
Oh my God! He keeps control.
He may as well go for a cup of coffee. That guy.
No one can tell me that this guy. No one can tell me Stevie B has a better touch than this guy. No one can tell me that. Like genuinely, you just can't. Like you just simply can't. Like look at the ball is so glued to his feet. It's glued to his feet, and he's a huge guy as well. Oh my. He turns inside on his right.
Every time this guy touched the ball, it's just 3, 4 players running after him. He just takes them all out. He's brilliant. Look at that. That's 3 players he stuck out already.
He just runs with power, Dave. It's almost like watching a horse run, you know, when you think about it as well. And he doesn't go down. That's my favorite part. He never goes down. He never goes down. Just
someone like him. If I knew I was coming up against him, I would 2-foot the fucker straight away. I'll be honest with you. You know, it's just because I'm not chasing him for the game. I'm not doing it. Like
Well, because there's no point in tugging on his jersey, Dave, because he's just, he's just going to continue to keep running. Like, it's just, he's like
Well,
a
that's
bull.
it. There's no point in trying to hit him a jostle. There's no point in putting on his jersey because he's like a human train, Jack. He just won't go down.
That's what it is. He runs like a train.
The other option is do for him.
He runs like a train, Dave. Exactly. He runs like a train. Look at this close control. Look at this close control.
Gakpo Express, honestly, when he gets the ball, everyone else in the crowd must be going like all aboard the Gakpo Express. Choo choo. No, it's just unbelievable.
No way. No, that's too easy. This league is
oh
my God. This league is stupid for him. No, this is unfair, Dave.
How many more do you want in this game? How many more? Honestly, he must have enough players there to make a call out of all their jerseys. Look at this. 2. One more. Give me one more for good measure. Look at that. 3, 4. There you are. 5 players.
Still plays the pass. Still plays the pass. The guy is just ridiculous. But everybody, Cody Gakpo, I think the record is clear. He's just a monster. I mean, plays left wing, can play striker. This is why I wanted him. He was good signing under Levy, I feel like, with a Levy budget. Now that we have maybe reportedly in between 100 million and 150 million pounds in January, I still would sign this guy. And I know Conte would love this guy. I know he would love this guy because he also works very hard as well. Doesn't go down. He seems to be a bit of an ox, like David said, a freight train practically at times as well when he's running. He's around 20 million pounds. Would you pay that?
100%. Get him in. I want to be on the Gakpo Express. I do.
There we are, Dave, and there we are. So everybody, Cody Gakpo, I would just say remember the name. I will be following this guy for the rest of my life. Honestly, he's one of my favorite players in world football. He really is. He's just genuinely one of my favorite players, one of my favorite highlight reactions as well for this one. But without further ado, everybody, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell to never miss another scout report like this one. And I will say again, Cody Gakpo, remember the name. Bye.